All right, so today we're going to be making this little text bubble notification sort of effect that you would see on like an iPhone from like a whatever app. I'm just doing some client work, so this is for a client, and I was working on. I'm like, why not just make a video real quick, show people how I do it. Could be useful to somebody. I'm using After Effects. Same thing applies with pretty much anything you're using. You could do a lot of this in a lot of different softwares. I'm sure like DaVinci users or whatever it is that you're using, you can achieve this effect. And this is not going to be too edited. I kind of like these raw sort of videos. They help me out the most personally, so that's how we're just going to rock with it. So I already started here a little bit, but I didn't really do too much. I'll show you guys what I did. So first things first is I brought the video in here. So I'm going to have the notification pop up right above here, right above the phone. So first thing you do is bring your clip in, right? It got to be something that's not too crazy too. You can't have a lot of like crazy movement. I mean, I guess you can, but it's going to make it harder to track. Next thing I did was I come over here to tracker, click on tracker, hit track camera. Then this is going to pop up over here. You hit analyze, and it's going to analyze the entire clip. Once that's done analyzing, you got to make sure all these little tracking dots appear, and they'll stick to like these little points on the screen. You see as I drag through here, they stay in the same location. That's a good thing. That means you have a good shot to work with and that it's tracking everything correctly. So cool. Once you have that, then you go ahead here, hit create camera, and I've already done it. So I created the camera. And so the next thing to actually start on the actual text bubble effect or the notification bubble effect is you create a solid. So I right clicked, hit new, created a new solid, make it whatever color, and then you want to go ahead and pre-comp it. You just right click. You would just right click the layer, hit pre-comp. So that's where I'm at right now. So now I'm working with this solid layer over my original layer. I lowered down the opacity over it. This is the reference here, obviously like a regular like Instagram notification. This is what we're going for, right? So first couple things looking at it off rip that I notice is I noticed the placement of the text, right? You have your logo here on the left side, maybe like some sort of image. And it says how long ago it was from. It's like a whitish type of tone. So that's why I made a white solid. So these are all the things I'm noticing as I'm looking at it, right? And I'm just going to drag this to my other screen so I can look at it while I do it. All right, so first thing I did was I brought that solid in, right? What I'm actually going to do too is bring in one of these notifications so I could mask out the actual shape of it. So we got that in here. Let me just make it a little bigger. All right, now I'm just going to mask the same shape out on the solid layer. This part's like a little bit tedious, but just be a little patient with it. Get it right. It's going to make it look a lot better. Cool. So we have that basic shape done. Let's see how that looks right there. Yep, that's going to look good. All right, so now let's work on that text. All right, that text is pretty basic. It's another easy thing to do. We'll go here. So I would say put the name of whatever it is, the app that you want it to be. We're going to put that at the top left corner. So in my case, this is for a client. So track and list is the name. Highlight that, and the text that Apple uses for that, I believe everyone has it pre-downloaded if you have a Mac at least. It's called Apple Symbols, I believe. And we're just going to mess around with this a little bit. Cool. Then you're going to want to bring the logo in. So that's going to go on the left side as well. It's good to have a template like this. You know what? So once I'm done creating this one, I'll give it to you guys as a template that will be downloadable in the description of this video. So, yeah, so it just makes it 10 times easier. Next thing is adding the logo. So here's the logo here. It should be nice and like squared kind of. So we'll do a mask on this. Yeah, that looks way better. All right. Next thing is the text again. So I'm just going to duplicate from that top one I had. Obviously the actual text at the bottom is it's not as bold. And then you choose whatever you want it to say. Obviously in mine, I'm going to make it relevant to the project. It'll say something like boom. And again, I'm going to bring this over here. We're going to do that little time. So we're going to put now. I believe it's all lowercase when it says now. We don't need to highlight. We're gonna make this like a grayish type of color. Cool. Looks pretty accurate. Maybe a little bit darker than that. That looks pretty accurate. There it goes. We're gonna push it back some more. So a good way to get a better view on this thing, especially when you're using 3D, is come here down to view, hit 2 views, then you could just push that thing back. Zoom in here. Just make it look like it's really in the space. That's the goal. Rotate it down a little. Yeah, it's looking good. All right. Now I'm gonna do some animation to it. Let's start down there, and then I'm gonna take this layer, put it on top, create a mask around here, and this is just gonna cover it before it pops up. Cool. That works. And then next thing is the keyframe. We're going to go here back to that notification. Separate dimensions. We're going for the Y. It's already set to easy ease, but let's go in the graph. And this is what's going to make it really look unique. You give it a little unique animation, so it's going to make it pop up at like a slower rate. You can make it kind of like bounce a little bit. It'll make it just look more realistic, more like it's actually in the scene. I don't know. It adds a cool little style to it. And then I want to add some like rotation to it, kind of, just slightly rotating. So the finishing touch would be to add a little glow to it. So I'm just add some glow. Boom. Cool. And honestly, that looks good to me. I mean, we made that here in what? Took 20 minutes, maybe less than that. Easy. Really simple way to do something like this. I mean, the best thing is always like having a reference, just being able to look at it and do it at the same time. But it's really straightforward. So I'm going to make this a template. You guys will be able to download it, manipulate it in any way that you want. It'll make your workflow so much faster. And yeah, peace.